So some pretty crazy stuff went down in Texas this week. I wrote a song about it. Oh, oh, oh. This is the Uterus Song. Oh, oh, oh. This is the Uterus Song. Oh. Join in and sing along. I don't live in Texas, but I am still enraged, akin to the feeling of keeping kids in cages. Abortion ban is heavy and a danger to us all. Whoever pushed for this has a dick that's not so tall. This new ban sets us back an awful lot. A bounty on a woman's head in case you have forgot. No spreading legs and fruiting eggs are freedoms on the line. But if you have the money to, I'm sure you will be fine. Oh, oh, oh. This is the Uterus Song. Oh. This is the Uterus Song. Oh. Join in and sing along. If you are a pro-lifer, Jesus would not have chilled with you. Jesus liked getting high and hardly wore a shoe. Jesus spread love and peace, he gave women respect. A carpenter, but not a tool, the last time that I checked. You're doing him no favors, you're making him look bad. He's saying, oh my God at you, or rather, oh my dad. To every woman behind this, it's not too late to change. Sisterhood accepts you back, plead that you were deranged. To every man who made this real, we're coming for your seats. Your days are short, your cock is too, the chorus we repeat. Sing it! Oh. This is the Uterus Song. Oh. This is the Uterus Song. Oh. Join in and sing along. Oh. That was the Uterus Song. Duh. Welcome to the Rocky Rundown, where you get to learn a little bit about my week. Party God Squad, hello! Thank you for tuning in and turning on. Who loves you, baby? Went to the Kesha concert last Tuesday. Shout out to John Boy for those fabulous tickets. It was a general admission concert, so that means you can stand anywhere, depending on how early you get there. It goes without saying that the concert was unmatched. I speak Kesha. I get the messages she's trying to convey in her lyrics. I'm on her channel. So rather than telling you that watching her sing Cannibal showed me that if you build it, we will come, or how praying took a bitch to church, instead, I'm going to give you some life advice on how you can be a better human being at a concert, making your concert experience and that of your neighbors wonderful. First and foremost, someone passed out. I don't know from what. I got a couple guesses. Maybe dehydration, possibly from drugs. Maybe her best and only friend got her the tickets, but she despises Kesha, and fainting was her only way out. I wasn't inside this woman's head, but she did faint. The most important thing to do as a bystander is to try and get the attention of a medic that can help. What you're really supposed to do is say something like, you in the glitter tube top, get help. Point out someone individually, otherwise everyone thinks someone else is getting help. No one did that. A good chunk of us were screaming, medic, medic, over and over again, and the rest of the crowd was staring blankly. The guy behind me actually went, medic! Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. He was embarrassed to help another human being, and he was not alone in that. Are we that detached, guys? Everyone's concert experience would and did go on. The girl was carried out, but how much quicker it could have happened if people weren't embarrassed to help. I'm not shaming one. I've been in situations where I could have been better in an emergency, but now I know better, so I do better. And you can too. The next tip is for my motherfuckers who like to turn all the way up. Maybe you pound 7 vodka sodas during the opening act and then the mango White Claw you snuck in. Perhaps there's cocaine still fresh on the hairs of your nostrils, waiting for the next time you inhale. This message is for you. Stop pushing and shoving through the crowd, lying about having friends closer to the front. We have nowhere to move to make room for you, your lies, and your only friend who's just as sloppy as you, yet embarrassed, still your ally, appearing to be too small to hold you and your grinder gains back. It's okay that you aren't that close to the front. You can still see great, assuming the sweat racing out of your pores down your forehead hasn't collected a ball of glitter as it seeps into your ever so large pupils. You didn't get here early enough to be closer. Put your phone down. We know there's no one on the other end. Please, Party God Squad, don't be like him. And lastly, we all want to get out of the show when the concert's over. We all don't want to be on top of each other trying to leave that venue. If we all just put our phones down, walked out the door, and waited till we got out and to our destination, then we'd all be out of that disaster mob faster. I'm addicted to my phone too, believe me, but we can't take it with us. Look around. The connection you're seeking on your phone, you probably showed up with them. At the concert, I complimented a man's outfit. He said, "Thank you, it's pleather," to which I replied, "I'm impressed." Party God Squad, you still love me even though I make zaddy jokes? Let me ask you this. If you and your friends went to dance the night away, let's say a late 90s, early 2000s dance party, how mad would you be if they played all slow songs at the end, finishing the night with Wake Me Up When September Ends? What if they never play Return of the Mac? Or what if the DJ plays Fantasy, but not the ODB version? How about this? Never play Fantasy if it's not the ODB version. I'm a positive person, people. I see the good in everyone, but I am struggling on this one. Alas, the company was top-notch and my outfit was poppin', baby. I brought a brand new pair of white jeans like I was a female Cat Williams, planning on doing some errands around the neighborhood. When I put on said jeans, I looked to the side and I noticed a dark ink stain. Sock lay blue. Someone tried to steal these pants before I bought them. It wasn't coming out with bleach. It wasn't coming out with vodka. So I did what I had to do. I covered the stain with whiteout. That brings us to Rocky's highest thoughts, my most stoned thoughts of the week. I've got 2 doozies for you. Number 1, will we ever have a machine that will allow us to translate animal noises into our own native tongue? Number 2, stretch more. My guest this week is none other than stand-up comedian Meghan O'Malley. Meghan is hilarious, she's kind, she's cool, she's wise, she's easy to be around. And goddammit does she have some dance moves. She was at the aforementioned dance party with me Saturday night. Her wild word was blanket, so I suggest you snuggle up and get cozy because she takes us on a journey. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Wild Nights with Rocky, on Twitter at Wild Nights Pod. Thank you to those of you who have written a kind and helpful review on Apple Podcasts. It really does make a difference. This is episode 40, so if you are a tried and true member of the Party God Squad, do me a solid and write me a review. Thank you, everybody. It was an absolute pleasure to have my friend on the show this week. So please, enjoy my Wild Nights conversation with Meghan O'Malley. Meghan O'Malley, welcome. Thank you for doing the podcast.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me. This is a dream. This is a dream come true.
No, Meghan O'Malley, you are a dream come true. And you are a dear friend throughout the years. We've had so many good times together. So it only felt right to have you on Wild Nights with Rocky Powell.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good times.
A lot of great times. How is the end of your summer? You're like kind of one of my beach babe friends. We go to the beach together a lot through the years. How is it feeling that summer's winding down on us?
Well, I mean, summer theoretically is winding down, but we still have 20-something days, 23 days.
Yeah.
So those are still beach days. And
I agree.
I'm all about people leave the beach if you think summer's over, and I'll take that spot.
We'll take that spot. And honestly, Meghan, I'm not even going to say the secret beach that we sometimes go to over the airwaves, but it has been the topic of conversation because it's Meghan found a gem. So basically what I'm trying to say is having Meghan as a friend is years of friendship treasure gems dropped throughout.
Yeah.
I just made that up on the spot. I didn't even write that ahead of time.
That's great. I love it. But and I would agree with that. I feel like I am a person to hide things.
Yeah.
And then I'm like in a sense of it's like I'm a squirrel. Though my spirit animal is a raccoon, so it's still all in like in the same world. Yeah, I'll definitely hide things and I'll be like, ooh, you guys want to do that fun thing? Hold on. I got that behind this tree.
That's so interesting that you say your spirit animal is a raccoon. I'm not a huge fan of raccoons, but the second you said that, I have now will look at them differently. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, well, raccoons just get a bad rap.
Yeah.
Because it's like we all think that they're up to no good and they're up to mischief, but we've also told them that they're allowed to do that. So when they do something, you're like, you raccoon, get out of here.
Yeah.
But they got those cute little faces, and they're you just they're so forgivable and adorable.
And human hands, like they really do have human hands.
Yeah, they're the fastest evolving animal to human innovation and technology.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. And
yeah.
I don't think I love that fact.
Yeah, I watched 10 minutes of a documentary on raccoons, and then my roommate made me change it. She was like, I can't do this. And I was like, I'll get back to it. And that was like 8 years ago. So.
Oh my God. Well, when I think of documentaries, I think of coziness and I think of blankets. And that's convenient because Meghan's wild word was blanket. Now, blanket to me doesn't sound wild. Things that are done under a blanket maybe, but blanket doesn't sound wild to me. So Meghan, prove me wrong and tell us all your wild night story.
Oh boy. Blanket. Well, okay, so blankets can be safe. Blankets can be a place to when that you got to go to when things are getting a little crazy all around you. So I want to take you on a journey back to old Tennessee,
okay.
to Bonnaroo in the year 2011. That's right. I went to Bonnaroo, and I had one of the best times ever. It really was. It was so great. Well, the thing was, on this particular day, this was day 2 of the festival. We were there for 4 days. So then we drove. I drove from New York over to Tennessee, and it was great. It was great. And right before we left, we filled up the tank of gas because we're like, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I just remember this woman from the town. She's like, you girls look nice. I don't want to see you on the news. Make sure you drink water, use sunscreen, you watch your backs, you watch each other. Don't make me see you on the news. And I was like, okay, all right. Hey, thank you.
Wow. Thank you, kind stranger.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Let's go to the danger zone.
Follow me.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So we're there. It's day 2, and it's Mushrooms Day.
Yay!
Oh boy, it's Mushrooms Day. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Jam-packed fun was planned, and we get to Mumford and Sons. That was
let's take it back. If you say it's Mushrooms Day, that could mean a wide array of things. So I'm assuming you're meaning magic mushrooms. And so, and by a wide variety of things, it can mean, was it a microdosing session, or were we thinking we're going to take enough to trip some bulls?
Well, we were thinking this was going to be appropriately divided.
Mm-hmm.
So a normal amount, nothing that's gonna we weren't looking really like too much for microing, but we weren't looking to go beyond
some kind of sweet spot in between on day 2. Got it.
Day
Mushrooms
2. And
Day.
we're in a crowd. There's so many people.
Yeah.
There's so many people, and I don't like to really do drugs so much if I'm going to be in like a huge crowd.
That makes sense.
Mushrooms, and it's Tennessee, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You're in a field, and
good company.
Yeah, great company. With my friends, it's like everything's great. So we started eating the mushrooms. So we got to Mumford and Sons a little bit early, so we could get a good spot. Feeling real good. We got one of our blankets out, and we got like the picnic situation, and so we eat them. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and everyone's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, let me do this before the mushrooms kick in and before the show starts. And I was like, let me leave my backpack with you guys, just in case. I'm gonna leave my backpack. I'm gonna take my cell phone with me,
Right.
my flip phone, because it's 2011. So I'm gonna bring my flip phone to the porta potties. So that I do that. And before I left, I looked around, and I was like, a tree. There's a tree here.
Yes.
Okay. I'll remember where we were. There's a tree. So here I go. I go to the bathroom. I'm feeling good. Oh man, I'm getting all giggly, and all of a sudden I'm just chatting it up with everybody on the bathroom line.
Naturally.
Yeah, this is it. Like, I didn't start doing stand up until 2012.
Gotcha.
So this was I guess, me preparing for this life I was going to enter into.
The outhouse was your outlet.
Yeah, I was on fire. I was killing it on this bathroom line. So much that I actually I have proof that I was killing it, because Natalie Wall, who is also a comedian, we believe we met on that bathroom line. We didn't meet in New York. We met on that bathroom line because when we were, she does Awkward Sex and City, and I was touring with her. We were sharing our Bonnaroo story, and we were both there. And she was like, somebody named me. She was like, there was a woman who was making me laugh, and I think it was you. And I was I got a feeling that was me, because I was hamming it up on that line. So I'm still feeling good, like the mushrooms haven't fully taken effect. And I'm like, this is great. I get to the bathroom, I'll get on back. But I went into that porta potty, and whoosh, I went to a different world. And when I came out, I was gone.
Yeah. You stepped into a portal, essentially.
I really did. That porta potty was a portal to a new dimension, a dimension of fun. Some would say.
Yeah.
Possibly not my friends. So I come out, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get back to my friends. Let's do this. Look for the tree, because that's what I told myself.
Yeah.
Look for the tree. If anybody's ever been to Tennessee has a lot of trees.
Okay, so it's a trees aplenty.
Yeah. There's a lot of beautiful trees, and I thought I was gonna remember this one tree specifically. Oh boy, was I mistaken. So Mumford and Sons starts playing, and I'm like, well, I gotta find them. And so here I am. I'm marching all about, and I'm trying to find my friends, and I just kept passing the same people over and over again, to the point that a group was just like, hey, we don't know what your story is, but you keep passing by, so come hang out with us for a while. And they gave me a Red Bull, they threw me a cigarette, and I was like, okay. And they were like, what's your story? I was like, I lost my friends. I don't know where they are. My mushrooms kicked in. And they're like, oh, cool, us too. And I'm like, all right, I'm in a good place.
Yeah.
So then I continued like walking around, and I ran into somebody that I worked with in New York.
Oh my gosh.
Who her and her boyfriend were also in another dimension. It's to the point that I've run into her a few times since. She still doesn't know what drugs she was on. She was like, we were on a cocktail.
Gotcha. They came to rage.
Yeah. And so, but I had the best time. I had the best time during this concert, because I was meeting new people, and I was just feeling the music. And I was like, this is where we're supposed to be. And it's probably still like 4:00 in the afternoon. You know, like we still got a whole day ahead of us. And after the concert, I just hear my name being yelled out from the distance, and I was like, oh, those are my friends. And so then I went and I found them. They were so pissed. It's still a sore subject, I would say.
Right.
One where we can kind of laugh a little bit, but also not so much, because they were a little nervous about where I was.
Of
But I was,
course.
and my one friend was like, I was gonna leave you, and I was like, yeah, why do you think I left my bag with you?
Yeah, I needed you to stay behind. So let me ask you this, Megan. So between the leaving the porter potty, well, I don't know how long you were in the porter potty.
Real quick, I'm a quick peer.
Well, I didn't know because I've done mushrooms before and gone in the bathroom with a friend with the lights off, and we just were like literally in outer space. This was years ago, and we stayed and we were like, "Whoa, we're in the universe. We're in outer space." So I know how much time can be spent standing alone or with a companion in a dark bathroom on shrooms. So that's why I wonder. And then you get out of the bathroom. How much time before they found you? How many hours did you say? Like 3?
No, it probably was like, think each like performance was like an hour. It was like 45 minutes to an hour. So I was going a solid hour.
And a solid hour.
Yeah.
That's like a hefty amount of time. Group of women, I assume.
Yeah.
So of course we're radar conscious. Where are all our, ducks? And one of the ducks got lost.
One of the ducks was wandering around, just having the best time.
Yeah.
So then they get me, and they're like, "That's it. You're on house arrest for the rest of the day. You're not allowed out of our sights." And I was
buddy
like,
system.
Yeah. And I wasn't putting up a fight or anything. I was like, "That's it. I deserve this. Yeah. I was the one that was irresponsible. You got it. Wherever you say we're going, that's where we're going." So we headed over to the next stage to set up early for Black Keys.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
how fun. Okay. So now we're at Black Keys. We got a new setting on. Everybody's together. They're like they're a little less mad at me.
Yeah.
Because I'm being good.
Yeah.
I'm not putting up a fight. I'm not like, damn you guys. I'm like, nope.
You're being malleable. Yeah. You don't want them to be pissed at you. You're still feeling the spirit of the shrooms. I get it for sure. Yeah.
Yes. I was really feeling that spirit of the shrooms. Yeah, so much. And the thing was is that I was also like, I was the one who was carrying the shrooms around, because not everybody took their portion. They were going to take little by little. And I was like, That sounds like a bad idea. This should be evenly distributed. And everyone's like, no, we don't have to do that. Okay. So back to my raccoon tendencies. So the shrooms are in my bag. So here I am. I'm just like nibbling along because I'm not allowed to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm only allowed to sit on this blanket that they've designated. Like, that's it. That's where you are. If I want to go to the bathroom, I have to ask somebody to take me. Like I can't even drink too much water because then I'm gonna have to pee more, and nobody wants to keep going back and forth. And there's no way I could be trusted at this point, because I've already proven I can't go to the bathroom and return on my own. So then I just kept eating it, but nobody knew I was still eating them. That was the thing. Nobody knew, even though I was doing it right in front of them.
Were you eating other people's portions?
I could have been at that point, but they kind of gave up on it because they wanted to switch to E.
Oh, naturally.
When naturally they wanted to switch to E when we the next concert, which was going to be at this stage as well. Like, we were here at this stage.
Yeah.
Eminem was going to be performing afterwards.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Black Keys finished. Everybody's happy. My friends let me go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm back on my blanket where I have to stay. And then the lights it's starting to get darker. It's starting to get darker. And the crowds start coming for Eminem. The crowds start coming in. And the crowds are different for Eminem than they were for Mumford and Sons.
I imagine so.
And the Black Keys. Wildly different, complete to the outfits as well. Like, lot of men in tank tops, which
Yes.
I guess we used to call wife
Wife
beaters,
beaters.
but I guess that's obviously was never a good term for a
Not a great
shirt.
term. It stuck, but
Yeah,
it was never a great term. But I imagine a lot of real Slim Shadys.
yeah, a lot of Slim Shadys. And, it actually is surprising that that wife beater tank tops they never lost money on that word.
No.
That's like the one shirt that's like this is a horrible thing, but
Yeah.
sales are up.
They look so, and especially like those type of tank tops look so good with like a nice tan when it's like cut down. I'm talking about on myself, not specifically a man, but so yeah, they look too. They're too versatile to go anywhere. That's why they survived a horrific name.
Oh God, so horrific. Well,
So
I guess
horrific.
so. So tank top.
Tank tops.
So men in tank tops.
Yeah,
That formally would be for abuse.
yeah, for abusive
are
men. Their
are
uniform.
are surrounding me. They're
Yeah.
all around. It's dark. Then Eminem comes on. Oh man, so great.
Yeah.
So wonderful. And it's like the fists are in the air and they're pumping and they're going strong. And I'm starting to feel the aggression because I've eaten too many mushrooms
So
at
you're
this
picking up on
point.
everyone's energy.
Oh boy, I sure was. And and my friends had switched to E and they're like, "Do you want?" I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm not really an E person.
Yeah.
I'll stick with what I got." And and so then like I just had this smile on
Yeah.
my face, like this stupid damn grin. And my friend looks over and she was like, "Hey, we were just discussing you're doing okay, right? Like we want to check in with you. We haven't heard from you in a while. Like
Yeah.
you look happy, but are you?" And I was like, actually, I am dying on the inside and I am fearing for my life
Yeah.
because I have decided this is the night where I'm just going to get beaten and thrown into a ditch. But
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin this for anybody else because this is what I have done to myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they appreciated me not freaking out.
Yeah.
They
Everyone
certainly
always
did.
appreciates that.
Yeah, but they also knew they had to do something.
Yeah, they didn't want to. The punishment at this point maybe is over. We get it. She was on mushrooms. She got lost. She goes to the bathroom. But now it's like we got to take care of what's going on upstairs.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
they made me take half a pill of E
Oh, yeah.
to balance things out. And you know what? Normally I would be like, that doesn't seem like how science works. But at the moment, I was like, I trust you guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this seems to be how science works. And it kind of felt like that was how science worked at the moment
Balanced you
because
out.
it really did. It did. And so then I just followed them around.
Yeah.
Being good because also it's like the day before I had eaten too many edibles,
Oh man.
which that really wasn't my fault.
It
Okay,
never
so
is. It never
yeah,
is.
yeah, because we didn't know how many milligrams were in this, and we still don't know how many milligrams because our friends that joined us,
Uh-huh.
they her dad has a pot farm in
Oh,
California, and so
good
like
friend to have.
yeah. So her and her fiance, they cleared their, I guess, area of the farm that was theirs to
Yeah.
take care of, and they threw everything into these edibles because they were moving to South America for a few months, and so they had to use it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We had to eat them. Man, I lost words. I couldn't speak at the end of day one, and I took one of the best snaps of my life at Florence and the Machine.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't really get to see the concert, but I
Yeah.
heard it while I was sleeping outside of it.
So the dog days were just beginning for you at that
Uh,
concert.
they sure were. They sure were. Oh man, but we made it. We made it through day two. And then day three, I was still on watch, and I knew.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll go a little bit lighter, and like the edibles, like I went back to them, but I went back to them slowly.
Yeah.
No lessons were learned, and still at the end of the day, we were watching Arcade Fire,
Uh-huh.
and my friends all they passed out because they're all tuckered out.
Exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been running around. This is day 3. We leave the next day, and but they fell asleep, and we were right by like all the food venues.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben and Jerry's had made a Bonnaroo ice cream, and they were handing it out for free.
Yeah.
What? There was free ice cream, and it was so close, but they were all asleep. So what I did was I took all of our bags with us,
Uh-huh.
and I had them in my eyesight. I had them in my eyesight, and I went and I got ice cream, and I ate the ice cream, and I got rid of the evidence, and I placed everyone's bags back where they were, and they woke up, and we were walking back to the camp with Arcade Fire playing in the background.
Yeah.
It was like, this is so magical. There were stars in the skies, and all those trees,
Of course,
trees
always the trees, always the
were
trees.
around us. And it wasn't until we got back to Brooklyn we saw an ad for the Ben and Jerry's Bonnaroo ice cream. And my friend was like, "Oh man, we should have gotten it while we were there." And I was like, "Oh, it was so good." And she was like, "Hey, you were on house arrest. How did you know?" I was like, "You fell asleep." And I snuck off.
Oh my God. Well, I thought that you were gonna say, I thought that you were gonna say that you took the bags, put them to the side, they were in your eyesight. You got all the way back to New York without realizing one of the bags was left behind.
Oh no, this had to be real.
That was a much better, like, Megan, that was crazy. And I just have to comment on how I think that event may have shaped you as a person. Like, I think there are moments in people's lives that are pivotal moments, and they're just like, and it could be a split second of a thing that happens to them, or it could be like a substantial whole day event, but it makes a person different afterwards. So the entire time that I've known you as a friend, we've celebrated, we've gone to many parties together, we've traveled consciousnesses together, taking some mushrooms, we've gone and had beach days, we've had a lot of great days, and I always look at you as a grounding presence. I'm like, oh, Megan's been at that point of the party, and she's always like, no matter what, even my birthday party this year, you were like, and granted, we were doing it outside, socially distant, so people weren't mingling as much, but like, I always look to you like Megan is perched. She's in her spot. That's where she's going to be. And I didn't know this story beforehand. So it's interesting to me that I always view you as somebody who's like a solid person in one spot. You always know where to find Megan. And I'm wondering if that pivotal moment where you got lost in the bathroom is what makes you such a grounding presence now.
I think it definitely could have added to it. Yeah, I do like. I don't want to move about.
Would you agree that that's how you are?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if we were to go to concerts now, I'm the person that'd be like, "Hey, leave your bags."
Yeah.
Leave your bags. I'll watch them. You guys go. Go run off to the stage. I don't want to go to the stage.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I would never think of you as the person that is the one that got lost or the wanderer. And I'm wondering if this pivotal moment, if there was a Megan before the wandering and now there's Megan after the wandering.
Ooh, well, Megan had Megan after the wandering. Nobody wanted. I got in trouble.
Yeah.
But then also it's like as you get older, and then you have your friends. They move away,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like, hold on, are these new friends gonna be the ones to watch, like to wait for me at the blanket when I come back? If I get a little bit lost, are they gonna look for me?
Oh
And
my God,
then,
that's so beautiful and true. Yeah, because
so
you get used to your people.
yeah, so then I was like, I got to be the person for myself to make sure I get back to the blanket.
Well, you know me, Megan. If we're ever on a blanket together, you know I will watch your stuff and make sure that you go to the bathroom with or without a buddy. I'm trusting you.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I'm good. I come back now.
You come back now. You're like a boomerang.
Yeah. I don't rely on just one tree.
Absolutely. No, now we've made friends with the trees.
Yeah.
Now we've made friends with the trees. So, Megan, I actually mentioned it on last week's episode. I had Ashlyn Salzano on, and you came up because we spoke briefly about Barely Making It, which is your show that I saw her on. Barely Making It has been around for years, but it's evolved and changed locations. And you are the founder, the creator, the innovator behind Barely Making It. So, will you tell everybody a little bit about your show?
Yeah, it was it started, I guess we're coming up on in 2022, it'll be 7 years. Yeah,
Wow.
we've been doing it. Started with Adrian Davidson at the bar that we were working at
Yeah.
the time. And we did it there for a while. Then Eric Helwig, he joined us and we went to the creek and the cave until pandemic struck.
Yeah.
And so then we went online like everybody else, and we're still online. We do our
Yeah.
Instagram show on Wednesdays, which is nice because Adrian had a baby
Oh.
and he's being a good dad. We wanna encourage that
We
amongst
celebrate
the
good
men.
dads. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's being a good dad, and so we keep that show going. And then I run the show on Sundays at the Tiny Cupboard at 5:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on a roof, and then
It's
you can
beautiful.
see the Manhattan skyline. You're like, what?
And the show I went to, it was hard hitting comedian after hard hitting comedian. There was not one dud. Everyone was hysterical. And then there was another show after it that I just hung out and watched too because that was also free and on the rooftop and that was the vibe. But the lineup that you curated was so rock solid.
Thanks.
It was so rock solid. Do you find that you have people now at this point and how long you've been doing it that they're approaching you more to do it? Or is it more of a barter system where you're getting put on other people's shows?
The barter system definitely still exists.
Yeah,
I don't like the barter system so much.
gotcha.
There's other producers that I really respect. So
Yeah,
I would say that we kind of I don't even think it's like bartering anymore. It's like
yeah,
we just all respect each other.
yeah,
It's like you just like circle around because at this point it's like I have so many comedians that I love.
of course.
And I want to hang out with them. Like I just booked our show for this Sunday yesterday, but I was like, oh, I didn't do that this week, and I was like, and I sat there for a second. I was like, who do I want to hang out with
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Sunday? Whose jokes do I want to hear? So it's kind of fun because it's kind of selfish in a way. I get
It's
to
okay.
put together the show I want to watch,
Yeah.
and it's pretty rocking.
Yeah, Megan, you definitely curate a great lineup there, and I loved going. I want to go back. Sundays, it's always kind of like it's one of those days, you know what I mean, where you're like, I gotta either plug in everything I haven't gotten done this week, or you're going out of town. So any Sunday I'm available to come, I will be there. And do you have any shows in New York City that you can plug for this week that people can come out and see you in?
Well, actually, so I do run another show
Yes. Oh, tell us about it.
because I don't know how to just sit still and relax.
That's okay.
It's called Only Comedy, and it's at Young Ethel's Bar in South Park Slope.
Beautiful.
Young Ethel's has gotten shout outs. I heard that on
Yes.
the Corey Easley episode.
Yes.
So yeah, so we're there the first and third Tuesday. So that'll be tomorrow, the 7th.
Yes. People
At
go
7
see her.
p.m.
Megan, that's amazing. I just love you so much. I think you're so wonderful. I think you're so funny, and I'm so happy to have you on the episode. Thank you for doing the show, and thank you for sharing your wild night story. I hope to do mushrooms with you in the fall.
Oh my God, I would love that.
I would love that. We'll get a nice big blanket. We'll make sure we're near some porta potties, and we'll have a time.
Perfect.
Meghan O'Malley, you are one of a kind. You are amazing. And I love you so much. Thank you for doing the podcast.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon, Megan.
Okay, bye.